friends? Couch Guys Sports Podcast, couchguysports.com, on iTunes, on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcast, everywhere. Don't forget YouTube, Twitch for the network, as well as all the written content, couchguysports.com, all the other podcasts. This is, again, episode 211, 211. Take away the 2. It's the Clay Buchholz episode.
Ew. Gross.
Don't ever say that about Clay Buchholz? Why?
Because he stunk.
He threw a no-hitter here. He was so good here. He was fine.
Wow, great. You throw one no-hitter, and that's your definition for excellence as a pitcher?
He was fine. At the end, he was bad, yeah, but he had a good career here.
So Hideo Nomo was good too? Was really good?
No, but it's a whole different conversation. We could talk 2 hours on Clay Buchholz. That's an Into the Triangle conversation. Maybe we can talk about that Friday. Into the Triangle podcast.
That'd be kind of fun.
New episode recording this week. Al, you know what's coming though, before we even talk about anything sports related. And we got a lot to talk about too, by the way, because we haven't been on a couple weeks. Because last week our schedules both conflicted. It was fine. It happens. But other than us talking, Julio Jones, Mac Jones becoming the starting quarterback, some other news around Boston sports. Summer's coming now.
Are you talking about escaping of the man by any chance?
Are you ready to unveil your beach bod, Al?
No, but tell me more. I want to hear about how it can look a little bit better, like 1% better.
I think you're lying because I know you are, and you're in luck. Our friends at MANSCAPED just launched their 4th generation performance package, which includes, of course, Al, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0, people. Complement your dad bod or six-pack with a trim from the leaders in male grooming. The sun is shining, guys, and calling your family name, fellas. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get ready for hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping, guys, with the code. Of course, it's CouchGuy20. It's been the code we've been preaching. Guys, summer's in 6 days from us recording. You got to do it. CouchGuy20. I will tell you this. There have been times where I've walked across the beach during the summer. Guys, I'm a hairy guy. I cover it up very well on the video version of the podcast. I am a hairy bastard. And I will tell you, before I used the Manscaped, all the additions we've got, because we've gotten a few of the trimmers, I just kind of avoided shaving. I didn't really know the best way to do it. I got some looks. Thankfully, Laura loves me for who I am, but got some looks. It's kind of embarrassing walking down the beach with a crap ton of hair. You become that guy that you ever seen like a banana hammock where you're like, oh God, like that's a lot of hair and no bathing suit. Like I'm almost that guy minus the banana hammock.
Ew.
It's really bad. Yeah.
Thanks for the visual.
I'm glad I can give that to you. So with Manscaped, it's so much better. I make sure I shave. They have like the adjustable sizes with the new 4.0, so I can like trim it up. So now I can wear a bathing suit, take my shirt off, run through the lake, the beach, do a little what's it called? What's the show? Oh, Baywatch.
Yeah, there you go. A little
Baywatch. Little Baywatch action. It's great. And guys, it's really time to bundle up with the Performance Package 4.0. Guys, inside the package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, crucial, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, a clay biome, and of course a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First off, the new Performance Package includes the new Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is insane, and I say the GOAT of ball trimmers. Yeah, I said it. The 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multi-function on-off switch that can engage travel lock, and gives you the ability to turn on the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. Did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? Guys, you could shave at the beach if you wanted to. Bring it into the water. Go crazy. If you're by yourself in the lake, go for it. In the shower or in the wild, and from your chest pubes all the way down to your ball furrow. The Lawnmower 4.0 is the best trimmer for you. Want to take your grooming game even further to the next level? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Al. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ears. The Weed Whacker, of course, it's also waterproof. It uses a 9,000 RPM motor, powerful. And it's got a 360-degree rotary dual blade system. Nose and ear trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology. I hate that word, which helps prevent nicks, snags, tugs in those delicate holes. Al, you know what I'm talking about. Guys, seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations. Before heading outside, use the Crop Preserver ball deodorant to keep you on your game in the heat. Then, after trimming the lawn and whacking the weeds in the heat, give your beach balls a boost and use the Crop Reviver. Guys, I'm talking about your testes. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers and Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort in boxers to a whole nother level. Guys, get 20% off free shipping with the code CouchGuy20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off free shipping with the code CouchGuy20 at manscaped.com. Escape the shrubs and the weeds this summer, boys, and with shine with Manscaped. Do it.
Also, smell good with their newly refined cologne, too. That's just like the perfect touch at the end, after you do all your shaving, of course.
Guys, I'm telling you, don't be like me with all the hair before Manscaped.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Get it going. I'm better now. I'm good now. I don't travel with that much hair. I mean, there's hair. You don't want to get rid of all of it. There's some identity thing here between me and my chest hair. But like, you don't want all of it. It becomes a jungle real quick. Couch Guy 20. Get yourself the performance package. The 4.0 is great out. I love it. It's so much better than the 3. And the 3 was great. I love the 3. I couldn't preach more about the 3. It's even lighter. It feels good in the hands. And again, it's waterproof. So go in the ocean and shave. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Just make sure you shave.
The 4 does the job. Lawnmower
4 does the job. If they ever come out with a 5L, which I'm assuming they will at some point, I'm assuming that thing's taking me to like Mars.
I'd hope so.
Because I don't know what else. I don't know what else this thing can do on the planet Earth. It's got to be taking me to Mars.
We'll test that theory once it comes out. We'll strap you on a rocket ship and we'll have you go and see how you do.
Right. I'm in. Let's do it. Bring me to Mars.
We got to put a helmet on you too, so that way you can actually breathe.
Because breathing is important in space travel. Yes.
Well, Jared, breathing's important in general, but yes, especially for space exploration, where you're going up into a different atmosphere.
No oxygen up there, Al. If you didn't know, no oxygen up in space.
I did know that. Believe it or not, I had to know that this year. Next year.
Got to keep your space balls clean. Ready to go.
There you go. Hey, remember, we have younger fans that watch this, so we got to be careful.
Basketballs, baseballs, all sporting event balls need to be kept clean.
There you go. Perfect.
Ready to go.
Good cover up.
Hey. Oh, you know what I wanted to do too? Speaking of all that, I want to shout out Al's, I guess, former class now, right? You're done.
Yeah. Kids are out Friday.
I got a text from Al. I don't even know what time this was. Middle of the day. Clearly you're still at school. Last day of school.
It was.
Hey, my kids say hello. They want to FaceTime you. What? You don't even know me. I appreciate you all listening.
Do you want the very quick backstory by that?
Now I do. Yes. And the people have to hear it now.
So my students don't believe that I have friends. I know it's very hard for me to believe too at times.
Now there is video evidence of this show.
There is. That's the thing.
I think your kids know how to find a YouTube channel.
They do. That's the whole problem. They don't care about doing their homework. I shouldn't say that because my kids were good with homework, but they get bored with homework, but they don't get bored with creeping on their teacher with what he likes to do outside of school. And then they're like, "Oh, Mr. Nahigian, we found this Couch Guy podcast with this guy, Jared. Can we FaceTime him?" I'm like, you know what? I know the answer's no. You know the answer's no, but let's just do it anyway. So I'm like, hey, buddy, you want to FaceTime real quick and just say hi to my class?
What if I said yes? What if I said yes?
I would have put you on FaceTime. that would have been fantastic. They would have gone up to the FaceTime. It would have been like, hi, and then went away. That's probably what they would have.
How great is that? Just phenomenal. If you're all listening, don't forget, subscribe to the Twitch channel, our YouTube channel if you're not already. Make sure you support all of Mr. Nahigian's articles on couchguysports.com. To roll them anywhere you want. If you guys are making TikToks, make Al a TikTok star. All right.
Yeah.
Sports, Alan.
Yes, Jared. Let's get to the sports, please.
We have so many things we can talk about. Let's start with Julio Jones, member of the Tennessee Titans. Not a Patriot.
Boy, are they going to be good this year.
Not shocked. I'm mad. I kind of wish the Patriots did it. But it sounds like from what we saw that they weren't really in on it.
Nope.
They called, and that's as far as it went. Julio Jones, now a Tennessee Titan, wearing number 2.
2. Yep.
A.J. Brown did not try to offer him up his number. He's number 11. And Julio said, nope, you got it. It's yours. You're going to wear that till you retire. I'm going to wear a new number. Great. Tennessee Titans are going to be a wagon.
They're probably going to win the AFC South this year. They're probably – I had the Colts winning it because I thought the addition of Carson Wentz would help. Now you add Julio Jones to an offense that already has Ryan Tannehill that's playing well in their system, Derrick Henry, who's arguably the best running back in the league, A.J. Brown, up-and-coming wide receiver. Now you have Julio on the other side. And this is a team that had Jonnu Smith, too, before he went to the Patriots. Remember that.
If they can get any production out of their new tight ends, like any, they're solid.
How do you stop them?
Yeah, because the tight ends are going to have open. Like, if you double Julio, you're going to have A.J. Brown. If you double A.J. Brown, you're going to have Julio. Like, and they have other weapons too. Like, I just don't know them because I'm not a Titans person, but like, they have other weapons outside those guys. This team's good. And Tannehill's not a bad quarterback. Like, this team, Mike Vrabel just got a wagon at wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we're talking about Jacoby Myers maybe being the wide receiver 1 of the Patriots still. Like, my goodness.
And you know what the sad part is I think this has to even go back to the trade that the Patriots made before with the Falcons back in 2019 when they traded for Mohamed Sanu. Because I think if they don't, believe it or not, conspiracy theory, I think if they don't make that trade in 2019, I think they have a much better chance of getting Julio this time around.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they made a mistake the first time, and I know Julio Jones is much better than Mohamed Sanu. We all can agree on that.
Of course.
The Patriots didn't want to make that same mistake. They didn't want to give up that second-round pick, get a bust, especially for a guy that's older, that was injured last year, or it was either last year or the year before, but he's starting to slow down a little bit. But now Tennessee gains a great wide receiver, and they're going to win their division now. It's going to be – I don't want to say it's going to be easy, but it's going to be easier.
Mandatory mini camps around the league have started. We've seen Julio Jones pictures. Again, number 2, Tennessee Titans. Remember that. He's on the Tennessee Titans for all you fancy guys, people out there. Tennessee Titans, new quarterback. Should put up some decent numbers this year, fantasy-wise. I'm excited. Maybe I'll snag him up in a fantasy draft. Who knows? First overall, Julio Jones. Let's do it. Cam Newton. We'll get to him. We're going to get – actually, let's do this first. We're going to get to the Cam Newton, Mac Jones thing. We're going to talk about that.
We know where you stand, Jared. It's okay.
Oh, I know. And I'm going to point out there's proof now that it's actually mind-boggling that people are watching. We're going to get to it. You have Patriots minicamp started. Mandatory Hightower's there. He vehemently is saying he's playing. Stop asking me about retirement. I wouldn't be doing this here for free. Like, I'm playing. Cool. Great. We all kind of thought that, unless you're living under a rock, that he's probably playing if he's there.
Correct.
You have Jacoby Myers, who is apparently standing out and could realistically still be wide receiver number 1, despite Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne being added to this roster. Fine. I believe that. He knows the roster. He should stand out right now. If he's not, that's a problem. Hunter Henry has looked good. Jonnu Smith has been limited with some injury, nagging injury, but like, he's been on and off the field. I'm not worried about that yet. It's summer. They're going to be precautious with that.
Hunter Henry had a scare too. He had a little bit of a lower body scare. I think it was like his ankle or something, but he's back now.
Everyone seems to be fine. Jonnu Smith, I think they're playing it safe, which is fine. You play it safe in minicamp. Like, it's not even camp yet. Stephon Gilmore, Al, officially a holdout. Did not show up to camp. Apparently has no plans of coming. The one interesting piece to this, and we know the story, guys, like Stephon Gilmore has 1 year left on his deal for $7 million. Does not want to play for that $7 million. Don't blame him. He's worth more. Someone asked Devin McCourty about Stephon Gilmore not being there and what their thoughts were about having to fill the hole without him there. And he vehemently said, he's on this team. He's a very important piece of this team. I've been talking to him. When he comes back, he's going to slide right back into his spot. Reminder, Stephon Gilmore also is coming back from that injury.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to use the injury as the cover up here of why he's not there. And players are going to, and I believe Devin McCourty that he's talking to him. I believe they still feel he's a part of the team because he is, right? He's not even traded yet. And he's hurt. So I think internally they're going to go, okay, well, he's hurt. He holds out. That's fine. He's going to get fined. Right. And we're going to move on and figure and prep these other guys. But if you're the Patriots in this situation, you have to figure out how to pay Stephon Gilmore. You have the room. You have the cap space. You pay Stephon Gilmore. If he doesn't come to minicamp because he's hurt, or if he comes and doesn't play, that's fine. Like, if he's hurt, I don't want him to rush it. But he's a very important piece of this team. You have J.C. Jackson on a 1-year deal, right? Because you use the tenure on him. So he could be gone after this year. You don't know McCourty's future in the safety position. There's some moving pieces behind Stephon Gilmore as of right now. Don't you want to lock something up back there? Like, I know the Patriots have a very good track record of not giving third contracts to older players, but like, besides Tom Brady. But Stephon Gilmore feels like you should probably pull the trigger and give him a little bit of an extension, especially now. It's going to be a little cheaper. He's hurt. He's coming back from an injury. It shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg to pay the guy, and you have the room to do it.
And this is a guy that was a former defensive player of the year.
2 years ago, recently.
Right, exactly. This isn't a guy that, you know, this isn't a guy that like 6-7 years ago was in his prime. Like, he's still in his prime. Like, obviously he was injured last year, but I think the Patriots do. I agree with you. The Patriots do have to get something done here. Or if you're going to trade him, you better trade him sooner rather than later, because I would call up a team like Cleveland see what they need, because they're a corner away from being a legitimate defense. And then maybe you pull off some blockbuster trade there. But otherwise, get the guy paid. Because like you said, J.C. Jackson's here on a 1-year deal. They might let him walk after this year. You don't know. And then if you lost both Gilmore and Jackson, there goes your 2 star-studded corners, and you got to go back out and get a few other corners. Who's the backup cornerback right now anyway? Jalen Mills?
Yeah, he's your third guy.
Yeah, he's your third guy. And Jalen Mills, not bad. He's a hitter. He's a guy that finishes hits.
He's a second and third guy. He's a middle. He's a Patrick Chung type.
Right. So that's the thing. Oh no. So okay. So that's the thing. You need one of the 2 guys there. It looks like J.C. Jackson's going to be the odd man out, especially if they only brought him back 1 year because of the tenure of the tender.
Yep.
You got to re-sign him. You have to give him a 3-year deal if you have to. 3-4-year deal, nothing crazy. Don't throw out the numbers. I would go for him. I might go. What do you think is an appropriate contract for him at this point?
I'm happy if you double it. Give him 14. Call it a day. 14 a year, even 2 years. Like, give him 14 a year. It's double what he's making. 2-year contract. Say, okay, you're hurt. You're not going to get much more than this. I'm going to give you a 2-year security. We'll guarantee it, right? I don't know how much guarantee money is actually in football. And, okay, you have this year and next year to earn one more big contract. And it might not come from us, but you're going to be on a decent defensive team that can shine what you're doing, and you can get paid hopefully one more time. They need to give him a 2-year deal and lock him in for a couple of years while they try to build behind him for the future.
They do. And here's the thing. It's
no more trading Stephon Gilmore. Like, it's not an option anymore.
No. So, and that's fine. So this is kind of what I'm thinking now, Jared. This 2021 Patriots team is starting to get the feels of like the 2001 Patriots team, in the sense where you have a very strong defense, a lot of veterans. Like, think of the veterans that they had on that 01 team: Brewski, Vrabel, McGinnis, Ty Law. Now think about the 2021 team: Donta Hightower, Kyle Van Noy, Matthew Judon, the corners with Gilmore and Jackson when they're in there, Devin McCourty at safety. And think about the other pieces they have: a solid running game, solid offensive line.
Good special teams. You still have Slater.
Very good special teams.
Well, what's his face? I don't know. The guy you brought from Baltimore a couple years ago is also a stud.
I'm
blanking on his name.
Justin
Bethel.
Thank you. There we go.
Yep.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Justin Bethel. So you have all the pieces in place. You just need decent quarterback play. You don't need A+ quarterback play. Give me a C+, B-. I don't care if it's Cam Newton or Mac Jones, whoever's starting. It's probably going to be Cam Newton. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Give me a guy that's not going to turn the ball over, not going to make mistakes.
Mac Jones.
Cam Newton. And we'll keep you in the football games.
So the only no matter, and for this point, whoever the quarterback is, we'll get to that in a second. The only way you can make this feel more like the 2001 team is if whoever's the starting quarterback gets laid out during the year and the backup comes in. Like, that's the only way you can make this feel. How synonymous? You saw the pictures of like Mac Jones, Tom Brady, Patriot, like picture, like the combine pictures, right? Like the naked photo pictures. Mm-hmm. Not shirtless, naked, same thing.
We know what you meant.
How funny would it be if, like, a few games into the year, it's the same time of the year, just a few games of the year, say Cam Newton's your starter in your weird scenario. He gets laid out, can't go back in the game, and then there comes pudgy Mac Jones running in like Tom Brady. They're gonna, you know how many people are gonna meme the crap out of that next to Brady running into his first game action with the Patriots? It's gonna be phenomenal. Now look, we'll get into it. Mac Jones, he's gonna be your starter, guys.
No, he's not.
Cam Newton in spring cannot throw the ball. Have you seen the videos now on Twitter?
I have seen videos. I know everything. I know what video you're talking about. It's the exact same one. It's about 30 seconds long, and they're both doing 2 passes each in the rain. I know exactly what video you're talking about.
And they're very easy throws. A rookie can make them. He did. And Cam Newton is airmailing. His mechanics don't look better. It's the same crap he was pulling last year. And I think the only shot Cam Newton has at starting is because Kendrick Bourne loves him.
Okay,
like, so look, this is the Mike Giardi tweet. You know, I quote tweeted out and said, like, this is my proof. This is Mike Giardi, valid NFL guy.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
You agree? Blue check mark, white check mark on my phone because I go dark.
Yes, he's verified.
Underrated dark theme. He was dark theme. Cam Newton continues to struggle with accuracy during one 7-on-7 period. He overthrew Nelson Aguilar on a post, nearly getting picked by defensive back Jalen Mills. Then he overshot a wide open Hunter Henry on a deep over and followed by skying one over K. Bourne on a comeback. Newton's best throw of the day came on a deep ball to Gunnar Olszewski, but in the immediate aftermath, it was clear Joe Juwan Williams had blown his assignment, leaving Gunnar wide open. Nothing good from the day from Cam Newton, except the fact that we're going to let Mac Jones play. That's what I get from that. And it's not that's like one of a million things going on today. Videos of Cam Newton overshooting wide open guys, Mac Jones coming in and hitting easy throws. He's doing what he's supposed to do in camp. All the guys are preaching up Mac Jones. Like, he's coming in, he's being a born leader. He's figuring it out quickly. Like, it's only camp. But I forget exactly who tweeted this one, but one said, like, I know it's only spring, but based off what we've seen and the improvements he's made just so quickly over the week, he's got a real shot to take this starting job come camp, which is like a month and change away.
So here's the thing too. Okay, there's one thing I want to say, and then I'll get into the actual like Cam Newton portion of this. I have something to say for all you Cam Newton lovers, Mac Jones lovers, like everybody, shut up. Just shut up. Because you know what? It's just becoming unbearable to see on Twitter, Patriots Twitter, saying, oh, Cam Newton's going to start. Oh, Mac Jones is going to start. Whoever the starter is, the starter is. You're in a good position either way. If you have Cam Newton as your starter, you get the veteran in there. I know he had a bad year last year, but even Belichick saying Cam Newton is much more along at this point this year than he was at this point last year. Now, obviously last year, I know. I was just about to say. He had gotten released.
Look, and to that point, there's no question in my mind that Cam Newton will be better off this year than he was last year. Full off-season programs. All this stuff didn't happen last year.
Correct.
Like OTAs, minicamp, none of it existed.
Right, and that's the thing too, okay? Like, Cam Newton is more than likely going to be the starter of this football team. I mean, literally, Mike Reese tweeted 5 hours ago. So as we're recording, it's about 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, June 15th. And Mike Reese tweeted this. Mike Reese, another verified account, Jared. You like Mike Reese. Good guy.
White check mark.
White check mark. Mac Jones was intercepted by Donta Hightower in 11-on-11 drills as he attempted to arc a short touch pass over him and then was intercepted 2 plays later by Kyle Van Noy after the pass was tipped at the line of scrimmage. So when I hear that,
you know what I hear from that? I hear the Patriots have a really good defense.
And I'm hearing from that the same guy, both guys didn't have great days. Cam Newton threw 2 interceptions, Mac Jones threw 2 interceptions. Now, Bill Belichick came out and complimented both guys. Bill said of Cam, like I said a minute ago, Cam's at a much better place now at this point than he was last year at this point. And he's saying about Mac Jones that he's coming in, he's learning quickly, and he's kind of picking things up as he goes along. Those are good signs. You have your present quarterback right now, and you have your future quarterback ready to go whenever his time is called. It could be this year. It could very realistically be next year too.
I will say this. The one thing that makes me hopeful, first, to throw away the starting quarterback conversation for a second, the future of Mac Jones is bright, and the one thing that points to that is literally the fact that he's already doing pre-snap reads and understands the Patriots offense. Like, it sounds like he already kind of understands the Patriots offense pre-snap reads more than Cam Newton does. And that's more because I'm sure it's a very similar offense to Alabama or something. Like a lot of it's similar, right? It's a pro-style offense. Obviously, McDaniels has nuances compared to a college offense at Bama, but Bama couldn't have provided any more support than they did to make him ready for the Patriots offense. Like, it's the closest they're going to find in the college game. You're seeing Mac Jones make all these reads ahead of time. Now, again, we're not seeing anything, but like, we're hearing that he's making a lot of pre-snap recognitions. He took a lot more deep shots today and connected. He only had 1 check down, and it was the play. Like, that was the decision that was supposed to be made. So he's getting better very quickly. Like, he's picking this up very quickly. And so who knows, between now and the end of July, how much more is he going to understand? Like, I think him and Mac Jones are almost at the same level understanding this Patriots offense now, and Mac's had it for like 2 weeks.
And that's fair. Like, that I can give you. The intelligence, we don't know where it's going to be for both these guys. But the thing is, a lot of writers are writing about how Mac Jones is having strong impressions in OTAs and minicamp and everything else. That's great. Let's see what he does when he has actual NFL defenses coming at him in the preseason. Because he's going to get a lot of snaps in the preseason. I know it's not the best defenses. I know it's a lot of second and third string defenses you're going to see.
He'll get some snaps. Like, he'll get some 1 snaps. They got to test him. Bill's going to play him against the 1, because if it really is a quarterback battle, like Belichick saying everyone has a chance to play here, which I do believe this year of all years, the way Cam played last year, everyone has a chance here. If there's still a battle going on come preseason, which there should be, he's going to see some ones because he's going to have to see some ones. So Belichick can figure out what's going on. And like Jeff Howe's the one that tweeted out, like, it's still way too early to predict this quarterback battle, but padded practices in preseason will be paramount. The last week shows me Mac Jones absolutely has a chance to win the job later this summer, which is true. There's no way in hell that anyone can sit on Twitter, Matty B and all those nuts jobs out there who are telling me that Cam Newton's, God forbid, the starter no matter what. No, it's not. How can you draft Mac Jones at 15 and tell me that he doesn't have a chance to start?
Which this is the one thing I'll say to defend you, Jared. When you watch Cam Newton and you watch Mac Jones throw the football, night and day, Mac Jones looks so much better throwing the football. And what I'm not saying,
yep. That's the quarterback position. Yep, that's how you're supposed to play the game.
Yes, you're supposed to throw the ball, but it looks more natural coming off Mac Jones's hand than it does Cam Newton. Cam Newton, and I've said before, it looks like a shot put. Mac Jones, it actually looks like an NFL quarterback. Now, that's the only thing I'll give in your defense right there. Having said that, I think it would look really bad, at least for week one, if Cam Newton's not starting week one after taking the beating he did last year, not having the OTAs, not having the mini camp, everything else. The guy deserves to have a shot of at least starting the first game, and I would say a fair amount would be the first 4 to 5 weeks.
I mean, I totally agree. Like, we talked about this a few weeks ago, like probably a month ago now. If Mac Jones has to be like tenfold better to get the job. Like, he could be the same, if not a little better than Cam, but if he's not tenfold better, he's not going to start. And I still kind of agree with that, but like the notion that people just think he's automatically not going to have a shot blows my mind. This guy is clearly performing right with Cam, if not better, in a lot of areas. And the biggest thing is that throwing the football is what matters in this offense, and he can do that. He can make those pre-read snaps. I'm not saying he's Tom Brady, but he has that ability to see defenses and read defenses and make the changes that he's doing. He's been doing it day one and with the Patriots. Like, he picks up the offense and he gets it. If Mac Jones knows the offense and Cam's still struggling with it, Mac Jones starts week one. Like, as long as he has somewhat of ability to be a game manager, I'm not asking Mac Jones to be Peyton Manning here week one, coming out with a top pick and be the stud, or Tom Brady or whatever. Like, I just need Mac Jones to be a game manager. I don't think Cam can even be a game manager right now. He can't complete passes.
Yeah, the 9 for 17 in practice does look pretty tough.
And you just mentioned it to me. It's spring. There's nothing in his face. There's no defense. There's no pads on. It's literally just him in shorts, dancing, tossing the football around. How can you not make a majority of your passes doing that?
You have to.
You have to. If you want to be the Cam Newton, right? How can you tell me that Cam's a bona fide starter and is locked to be the starter when he can't even make the throws in spring with no pads on, no defense in front of him? He's just tossing the ball around with the old pigskin. He just farted it around the field and he's just airbailing freaking Hunter Henry in the end zone. Like, what?
And it'd be like if you and I were out there just playing catch and just throwing passes into the other guys running routes. That's exactly what this is.
That's what this is. It's the learning phase of picking up the offense and teaching the new guys really what it means. And Mac Jones is doing, like, they shouldn't be airbailing balls and going 9 for 17 in spring. That means you shouldn't be playing. So, look, I know camp's a month and a half away, but if Cam Newton keeps claiming he's been working on his mechanics, I'm going to puke, because he's not. There's no way. His motions look exactly the same from last year. It has not improved. And now that we're seeing video evidence of him airmailing guys as bad as he did last year, nothing's changed, Al. Nothing has changed whatsoever. I'm convinced that Mac Jones needs to be the starter of this team, unless for some reason he comes out in the preseason and shows me that he can't handle NFL defense, which I don't believe to be the case, because look what he did at Bama. And I'm telling you, it's got to be Mac.
Let's see what Cam does in preseason too, because maybe things could be different. That's all I'm going to say. It's one day of practice. It's one day.
You know, it would be nice for Cam and Mac Jones after a long day of practice.
I think I know where you're going with, but tell me more, Jared.
Ah, man, a nice massage.
That's right, Jared. Guess what? Everybody listening, listen up. The Couch Guy Sports Podcast has a brand new sponsor, Jared.
Pew, 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 pew. New sponsor. New sponsor.
New sponsor. Thank you. The Couch Guy Sports Podcast is brought to you by Exogun. Jared, have you ever done a workout and feel like you need a massage right after that hard workout?
All the time.
All the time.
When I decide to work out.
Well, guess what, Jared? You can get the massage without even leaving your house. Don't let pain and soreness slow you down. Use Exogun, because Exogun revives muscle, boosts circulation, and releases energy so you can recover faster and live better. Take it wherever you need it, whether it's at work, the gym, going on a hiking trail, and put the power of percussion massage treatment in your hands. It's portable, it's adjustable, and it's powerful. and Exogun is trusted by the pros to deliver the ultimate in-case recovery. Even use it when you're using percussion therapy. Jared, do you know what percussion therapy is by any chance?
Enlighten me, Alan. I do not.
Percussion therapy is a type of therapy that boosts muscle function and recovery by penetrating deep into the muscle tissue with a series of rapid, concentrating, pulsating strokes. Gain back control of your body and achieve long-term pain relief with Exogun. Now listen here. This is where the kicker comes in. So everybody, make sure you're listening if you listen to this great podcast. You get 10% off with the code CGS10 at checkout on Exogun's website, exogun.com. This also comes with a charger and a carrying case, so you'll always be having it charged up. You'll always be able to take it no matter where you go. Go get your Exogun today. Treat yourself to a massage at a moment's notice. And by the way, I just want to show everybody, look at this thing.
Like this thing, guys, they're great.
It's just unbelievable. Hit the little power button right here, and it'll turn on, just like so. And then guess what? You tap it, level 1, level 2, and it continues to go.
Do you hear those sweet vibrations?
And imagine, right? Just imagine this. If I need it on my shoulder.
Looks like a radar gun.
Boom. Exactly. Looks like a radar gun. Nice and smooth. Nice and easy.
Doesn't it look like a radar gun? It definitely looks like a radar gun.
It does a little bit, but shout out to
Exogun's throwing 99 miles per hour.
It is. Shout out to Exogun for being our brand new sponsor for the Couch Guy Sports Podcast. We appreciate Exogun's support.
CGS 10?
CGS 10.
CGS 10. Guys.
10% off.
They throw 100 miles per hour.
They might.
They do. Exogun's great. Love them. Brand new sponsor. Pew, 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 pew. New sponsor.
Pew, pew, new sponsor. Pew, pew, pew.
Great. Exogun. All right. What do you want to talk about next, Al? We had a couple more. Where do you want to go next?
I feel like let's just get this out of the way. Let's just talk about the Bruins season ending.
Injuries, man. Injuries.
Okay, let me ask you.
Good Islanders team. Injuries.
Yes. Let me ask you, the casual hockey fan, this honest question.
Ooh, casual hockey talk. Love it.
Do you think the Islanders were the better team in that series?
Hmm?
Okay, so there's parts of me that I think in game 6 they were the better team, but overall I think the Bruins played better, but they got a lot of bad bounces.
Well, they had more stretches of I want to say consistent hockey. Doesn't mean you're the better team. They put more pucks in that. I will say this: there were a lot of stretches in some of those games where the Bruins could have put 2-3 pucks in the back of the net and didn't.
Correct.
You know what that is? It's called goaltending. Goaltending.
This is true. I think I forget which game it was. It was either game 3 or game 4. I think it was game 3. The Pastrnak open net miss.
Change the tone. We texted each other. I said that's going to change the tone.
I know.
You miss an open net like that.
It just felt like everything kind of went downhill. Now, granted, obviously the Bruins won that game in overtime with Brad Marchand's winner in overtime.
Yeah, but you gave them life. You would have been up 2-0 after that goal if Pastrnak puts that in. They probably don't go to overtime, and then you still win that game with a lot less time on your legs. And I
mean, you were still up 2-1 in the series, even with that mistake. So great, but then
you don't go to overtime either. My point is, if you put that puck in the back of the net, if you're Pasta, you probably don't go to overtime in that game.
Right.
And then you're not playing as much hockey.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's a shame because now the Tuca haters, aka on this show, Jared Scali, have something to ride on because you take a look at those last couple of games. The Islanders scored 5 goals in game 5. You had to pull Tuca in the third period because apparently there was an injury that he had with his groin.
He's been hurt. I'll give him that. He's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's been hurt. I don't know how much longer this core is going to be able to stay together. Apparently, Don Sweeney came out and said that Marchand and Bergeron want one more run at the cup. I don't blame them, but you have to do some certain things. You have to re-sign Taylor Hall. You have to try to re-sign David Krejci because it looks like Krejci could be out the door.
Sounds like by what I saw earlier today, David Krejci is going to have a sit down with the team and there's a chance of him. It sounds like sides want to come back together for at least one more year. Taylor Hall wants to be here. They want Taylor Hall here. That's happening at some point. It's just a matter of what the number is. Bergeron and Marchand clearly want another run at it. They should, right? This team's not as far away as people think because they got lost this year. They had injuries. You missed Carlo, right? Kevin Miller wasn't playing. You missed Chara. I know he wasn't on the team, but that was a mistake. But you had injuries to key defensive players. They just need more defensive depth. And they're fine because look how good this team was since the deadline. You bring back Riley, you bring back Lazar, you bring back Taylor Hall, and you bring in some defensive depth here. this team is legit. They were one of the best teams in hockey since the deadline, and they just caught some injuries come the playoffs, so they didn't have that defensive membership. Like, they missed Carlo. They missed Kevin Miller. Like, they missed those guys that were the reason why half of them got there. Tuukka Rask is an interesting topic because he's a free agent now. He said he doesn't want to play anywhere else. His plan is to play next year. They were talking. Someone asked Sweeney if like Vladar and Swayman were enough to go into next year. I think they meant more as like the backup. And he said, no, we're going to have to see if we need some veteran presence. I'm assuming it's going to be behind Rask. Look, I assume Rask is playing next year. Do I think it's time to move on? Yes.
He's going to play in like January or February.
Yeah, because he's not even going to be back in time. He's going to have like hip surgery, guys.
Yeah,
like,
so
which I'll give all you freaking people who yell at me for being a Tuukka hater. I'll give you the fact that he was hurt. Like, he had a hip injury. How do you play goal? Why was he playing? Why was he playing Game 6 of that series if he had a hip injury that could lead to him having being out for X amount of months? I get hockey players are bred different, blah blah blah, but like, wouldn't have Swayman been a better option in that situation?
No,
wouldn't you rather have? Yes.
No.
Tuukka was like 60% with a bad hip.
And I'd rather take Tuukka at 60% than a rookie at 100% with no playoff experience.
I'll take Swayman at that point.
No,
Tuukka's not as good as you. No, you take Swayman at that point. The problem is they gave Tuukka what he wanted. He said he was fine. He said he could play, and he looked like crap.
I'd still.
No, he's not the reason why you lost that game. He's not at all. Like, he's not the only reason. Am I all for moving on from Tuukka? Yes, but it's not going to happen because this team wants another run at this, and those core guys, Bergeron, Marchand, Krejci, etc., will run riot if you get rid of Tuukka Rask.
And they're not going to. And here's the thing, too. You talked about the defensive help. There's a name out in Vegas that's not going to be there after this Stanley Cup run, and that's Alec Martinez. Alec Martinez is 33 years old. He's coming off a 34-point season, about 9 goals, 25 assists. He's a guy that you bring in for a year or two, can help with that core, can help bolster your defense. I think that'd be a great signing for the Bruins to actually do.
They need some defense. They need to draft more defense, too. They got screwed up in 2015, for sure. They almost admitted that today. But for what I know, anyway. Dougie Hamilton is a name that's been thrown out there. Carolina has explored, said, go for it, explore what you can find. But keep in mind, too, guys, Islanders are a good team. They're up 1-0 in Tampa. They beat Tampa, game 1. Like, they're a good team. And so look, as a casual hockey guy, I can see this team is not as far away as people are thinking. I think it's worth making another run because they are a good team, and you give them all year with someone with Krejci. If you give Krejci an entire season with Taylor Hall, right, and Craig Smith, that's a legit two-line team. Taylor Hall disappeared in the playoffs. So did a lot of them. So did a lot of people.
But you need to bolster those third and fourth lines too, especially that fourth line. That fourth line in the playoffs was putrid to watch.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was putrid in the playoffs, but it wasn't bad all year. Like, I think these guys just weren't prepared. If they go into this season as almost next season's going to feel like the last run with this core. Like, I feel like they're going to have one more year to go for it, and that's it. This team should have more than one cup. They should already have 2. But Krejci's going to sign for 1 year. I know it. He's going to sign for 1 more year. Come back and make one more push at it and see if they can make a deep run. A whole season, normal season with fans all year. You get your core back together, get them healthy, and you bring Taylor Hall back for the entire season. Team has a legitimate shot to make a run next year, but they got to fill some holes.
Yeah, and by the way, you said 2 cups. How about 3 in 2013? If you can hold Chicago off in the last minute, you force a Game 7 there. And then who knows what happens in that Stanley Cup.
Yeah, no, I agree. This team is, I hate to say this group is underachieved. I'm going to say it. Screw it. This group is underachieved. They've won. It's like the Celtics big 3, right? They won 1 banner. Probably should have won 3. Probably should have been 3-peat because KG got hurt. You can't control injuries. But if KG doesn't get hurt in 2009 and Perk doesn't hurt himself in Game 7, even then, they probably should still won Game 7 in LA. That's 3. They should have won 3 titles in a row, the Boston Celtics.
Yep. With
the Pierce group. And now look at the Bruins. They won in 11. Great. They should have won in 13, potentially. They could have won. They should have definitely won against the Blues. That's 3. So you can say 2 out of 3, and then probably should have gone to 1 more, but just underachieved. Like, this group has underachieved. And you know what? For all us Tuukka haters, keep going. Because you know what? The only reason why you won 2011, Tim Thomas.
Yeah, the run of his life. It was
run of his life.
So
you need that from Tuukka to win the cup.
Here's my 4 moves to actually contend for next year from the casual hockey fan. They're very easy moves. Number 1, re-sign Taylor Hall. Easy, which will probably happen. Number 2, re-sign David Krejci.
Probably will happen.
Hopefully will happen.
Like a 1-year deal. Probably will happen.
Number 3, sign Alec Martinez away from Vegas once the playoff run's over. He's older. He's experienced. He's obviously been on playoff teams, coming off a good year, bolsters your defense. Probably maybe a first-line defenseman. Maybe it knocks Grizzlick down to the second line, or he could be a part of the second-line defense.
Oh, him and Charlie McAvoy would be fun to play together.
Absolutely. And then finally, go look at a goaltender because obviously Tuukka's going to be out for half the year. Unless you're that confident in Jeremy Swayman and Dan Vlad, how do you say that?
Vladdy Daddy.
Okay.
Darth Vlader.
So Sway and Vladdy Daddy, if you're content with those for the first couple months, then you don't have to get a goalie. But if you're not feeling that great about it, then go out and get a veteran goalie. Just go out and get somebody. There's the kid from, I think from Philly that's going to be a free agent, like Philip Grab or something like that.
Yeah, there's options. I'm all for just like, I don't know if Ledar is the guy. I think you ride with Swayman and a vet, and wait till 2, and then figure it out when 2 comes back. And that's and then if Swayman's playing great, then you cut the vet. If the vet's playing better, then you just send Swayman down and you play the vet. Like it's going to be a see what happens type situation. But oh man,
we need a championship.
I'm sick of losing. I know it sounds spoiled, but
losing's not fun.
Losing's not fun. Right? The chances, the best team right now to have a chance to win a championship, Red Sox.
40-win team so far.
Boston Red Sox. Yeah, we're almost halfway to our number already. And it's June.
Yes.
I might pop champagne on this show when the Red Sox get over 81 wins.
I'll join you.
I might pop champagne in my office.
I'll join you.
A little messy.
Yeah, fun. That would be great. But anything else big we want to talk about?
No. Guys, shout out to our sponsors, Manscaped, Exogun, friends of the show. Couch Guy 20, CGS 10 on Exogun, the new sponsor. I think that's it.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have some bigger stories to talk about. But in the meantime, go use those promo codes. And check out couchguysports.com while you're at it.
Twitch, YouTube, also on iTunes, Spotify. This has been episode 211. I think I got Thor golf balls.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
It was a wedding gift. I was the best man at a wedding this past weekend. This is my wedding gift.
Very cool.
Big Marvel nerd. Couch Guy Sports Podcast. 211. Al, Jared. We'll be back next week. Al, it was fun. We'll
always is.
We'll do it again. And if you haven't already, tune into this past week into the Triangle. I was not there. Al held it down with Zach. And we'll record a new one this week as well. So stay tuned and hey, go Red Sox.
Bye.